Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to another vlog. In today's vlog, I want to just talk about generosity. Now, I'm a very generous person. Personally, if I was to have money, I'd want someone else, whoever is around me, to have money. That's just me. But other people, not everyone can be as nice as, some people. So, but I want you to practice generosity. If you expect someone to give to you, you know, if you're not the type of person to be that person, then having those expectations kind of makes you a hypocrite because you have different expectations and you of someone. So it's because you have, okay, a hypocrite is basically that expects differently of other people than they do of themselves. So let's say they expect people to open the door for them, but they wouldn't open the door for someone, that's a hypocrite. Like, or they say don't eat cookies, but then they go straight and buy cookies and eat them. So that's the kind of person you don't want to be. You want to be the person that has expectations that that other people should be able to do, and you are also living the life that you expect other people to be able to live. So just practice generosity by giving whenever you are able to, or whenever someone asks. God says in the Bible, there's plenty of examples of people needing things, and whenever people ask God for something, He pretty much gives it. Anytime, like for Jesus when He was on earth, anytime that just giving examples of Jesus' example, because He was supposed to be an example of what we are able to do. Some people are able to do things more of what Jesus does than others, or certain things that other people can't do. I mean, not can't do, just aren't doing. There's parts of Jesus' life uh, that some people will never be able to do because they won't try, because they think it's unobtainable. But in my opinion, God wouldn't ask us to do something we can't. And God says, all of these things I expect you to do and more. Or you are able to do and more. So heal people, you can do that stuff. All these things that Jesus did through God. But anyway, so any example that you have of someone coming into Jesus and asking them for healing or mercy or forgiveness, He gave it to them when they asked. Just like in the Bible, when I said a vlog or two ago, um, anytime someone comes to you for forgiveness, forgive them. And like, I think, I'm not sure who it was that came to God or Jesus and asked him, like, hey, God, if my brother was to go against me and do this to me, should I forgive him? Should I forgive him 7 times or 70 times? And God was like, forgive him 70 times 7. Basically, if you're saying 70 is the most amount of times you'd be able to forgive them, we'll do it 7 times that amount. Just basically 7 and 70 are both godly numbers. And He's saying just basically do it in limited times. Just forgive them, forgive. Just like He does the same thing for you. So if you expect Him to stop forgiving you, then expect I wouldn't expect forgiveness from God if you don't forgive yourself. And I say that because I'm talking about forgiveness, but there's all these things tied together. Just like, don't expect someone to give to you if you're not giving to other people. Or if you're not a giver, don't expect someone to give to you. Of course, they're going to do it anyway because that's the type of person they are and they're good. But if you're a negative person, don't expect someone to be positive around you, kind of thing. So don't expect things that you don't do don't expect people to do things that you don't do. I don't know. I'm trying to say it the right way, but basically, I don't have very much time to do this. It's already 6:30 almost, and I just now making this vlog. Me and Amy went to walk after we. What did we do today? Oh, we went to our um, probation office, and because I'm on probation, we got pulled over, and I had weed on me, or we had weed on us, and that was like 6 months ago. So they put us on probation, so we have to get a drug test. We took that drug test today. We passed it because we've been clean. And God has been good, and He's really helped us with that. I could have talked about that today, but basically, if you rely on God and um, trust and have faith in Him and believe that He can do whatever it is you're asking, that's why anything's possible through God, because God can move mountains for you. And God can split water, all these crazy things that God's did for people. It's just showing you an example. Like, if you need something to happen and it's in God's will for it to happen, then He'll make it happen, especially if you believe He'll be able to do it and, are relying on Him to do it. He won't let you down. But as far as generosity, if someone needs like a piece of paper in class, for instance, and you're going to be a stingy and not give them a piece of paper when you have a whole notebook of paper, that's wrong. That's sinful. Just you should have gave it to them, but you're choosing not to. So anything you do that is wrong, but you do anyway, that is a sin. Anytime you go against God's will, that is a sin. So just try to do the right thing in every moment in your life, so you're not going back thinking, I regret not doing that, I regret not doing that, because there's so many things you didn't do that were correct, that were right. And God is a good God, and He would only do things that are good. So if you want to live a Christ-like one lifestyle, then you would do only good and things that are correct, and live your life based on how Christ lived His life, and how God, in the way that God is guiding you in your personal life, because everyone is guided in different directions, but none of those directions that they're guided by God in is wrong. So if God's will is being done, then great things are happening. And, there's not always the best situation, but that's because there's sinners out there, and we're all sinners. So because every person is capable of sinning, because of that reason, then we are affected in negative ways, even if God is in control. Because God's not in control of everyone around you's life, so you're still going to get affected negatively because of that. So just keep that in mind. It's not God's fault that something bad happens to you. It's not God's fault that someone gets killed. It's not God's fault. Anything bad happens. And if God did something that you think is bad, rethink it, because He's not a bad God. He doesn't do bad things. He doesn't change either. So He wouldn't be good one day and then bad the next day. It's not how He works personally. So definitely keep in mind all those things when you're living your daily life with Christ, because He is a good God, only does good things. He has good intentions with good actions that follow it. Me personally, I have great intentions, but do I always do great things? Not always. I do great things, but not always. So even for people can have the best intentions possible, but the outcome is not always going to be good. For me, that's my situation. I always have the best intentions. I always try to do the best I can in every situation, but that it doesn't always end up being the best situation is the whole point. So I always regret not doing something different, or doing something. I always regret not doing something differently, because if I did something differently, obviously, whatever I did that turned out bad wasn't in God's will, or would have been better, or the outcome would have been better. So just practice generosity. So give to people that need it. If someone asks for $10, give them 20. Just don't expect to get something just because you gave something. That's where it kind of takes away from being generosity. That's just more like, I don't know, it's more like selfishness, because you're only giving because you think you're going to get something from it. So just keep that in mind, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. You have a blessed day. Peace out.